When a modern ninja warrior stepped into the ring against a boxer, spectators thought they were about to witness a complete massacre. But what unfolded over the next brutal rounds defied every expectation. A mysterious fighter cloaked in black delivered strikes from impossible angles, employed footwork that seemed to defy physics, and showed a level of deception that left even experienced fighters confused. Welcome back to Fight Legends Unleashed, where we expose the raw truth about martial arts through real combat footage. Today we're analyzing 3 explosive encounters between ninjutsu practitioners and professional kickboxers that will completely change your perception of this ancient Japanese art. In our featured breakdown, we'll dissect the mind-blowing performance of Shinobi Street Ninja, a ninjutsu practitioner who brought legitimate ninja techniques into a modern combat setting against a seasoned Muay Thai fighter. We'll examine how his unorthodox movements, deceptive footwork, and strategic adaptations turned what should have been a one-sided beatdown into a masterclass of traditional meets modern. Ninjutsu, the ancient martial art of Japan's legendary shadow warriors, isn't just about black-clad assassins. It's a comprehensive combat system designed for survival against overwhelming odds. Ninjutsu emphasizes deception, adaptability, and psychological warfare over brute force. Unlike arts focused on tournament competition, ninjutsu developed as a pragmatic battlefield system where victory meant survival. The art's primary advantage lies in its unpredictability. Traditional ninjutsu includes striking, grappling, weapons training, and crucial stealth tactics, but its defining feature is strategic thinking. Ninjutsu practitioners learn to analyze opponents' weaknesses, hide intentions, and strike from unexpected angles. Our main event features Shinobi Street Ninja, a viewer who contributes fight commentary breakdowns, stepping out from behind the keyboard to test his ninjutsu against a skilled Muay Thai practitioner. This wasn't just any sparring session. It was a laboratory for testing whether ancient assassination techniques could survive against Thailand's most battle-tested striking art. Right from the start, Shinobi displayed the unorthodox footwork that would define this encounter. His movement patterns resembled breakdancing more than traditional martial arts, a deliberate strategy to confuse and misdirect. The Muay Thai fighter, trained to read conventional fighting patterns, initially struggled to time his attacks against this unusual style. The first significant moment came when Shinobi's open-face defense, a common issue among traditional martial artists, nearly cost him dearly. The Muay Thai fighter landed a clean shot that served as an immediate wake-up call. Rather than abandoning his style, Shinobi adapted, keeping one hand closer to his face while maintaining his deceptive striking patterns. The clinch exchanges revealed another layer of this matchup. When the fighters closed distance, Shinobi attempted several grappling techniques that hinted at ninjutsu's lesser-known ground game. He secured double underhooks at one point, attempting what appeared to be a traditional dumping technique. Though unsuccessful, it demonstrated that authentic ninjutsu includes more than just striking, a fact often overlooked in modern interpretations. The most spectacular moment came when Shinobi caught his opponent's leg mid-kick, a high-risk maneuver that paid off brilliantly. In one fluid motion, he returned fire with his own leg kick that sent the Muay Thai fighter stumbling. This wasn't luck, it was the application of timing and deception that defines effective ninjutsu. Throughout the match, the Muay Thai fighter's frustration became evident. His bread-and-butter combinations, the jab-cross-leg kick sequences that work against 99% of opponents, kept missing their mark. Shinobi's constant movement and unconventional angles forced the Thai boxer to overthink, disrupting his natural rhythm. The session ended with mutual respect and learning. Both fighters acknowledged the effectiveness of their opponent's style, with Shinobi successfully proving that ninjutsu techniques could be viable when properly adapted for modern combat. Our second featured match took place in a dangerously small dojo, so cramped that the referee constantly worried about fighters crashing through the walls. This bout, featured on Albert Morris's channel, showcased a ninjutsu practitioner fully committed to the aesthetic, dressed entirely in black against a Muay Thai fighter in traditional shorts. The confined space actually worked to the ninja's advantage initially. His unusual angle kicks, strikes that seemed to come from nowhere, repeatedly found their mark. The Muay Thai fighter, accustomed to having room to move and set up his devastating roundhouses, struggled to establish his preferred fighting distance. The tide turned dramatically as the fight progressed. The ninja's elaborate movements, while effective for surprise attacks, demanded enormous energy expenditure. By the midpoint of the match, his techniques became increasingly sloppy. His hands dropped, his footwork slowed, and the deception that made him dangerous early on disappeared entirely. This highlighted a crucial difference between combat sports athletes and traditional martial artists. The Muay Thai fighter's sport-specific conditioning allowed him to maintain consistent power and technique throughout the fight. Meanwhile, the ninja's training, likely focused more on form and technique than sustained combat, left him gasping for air. The defining moment came after a brief rest period. Both fighters, exhausted but determined, returned to action. The ninja attempted a desperate spinning attack, but fatigue had robbed it of both speed and power. The Muay Thai fighter, recognizing his opponent's depleted state, pressed forward with basic but effective combinations. The end came with a perfectly timed spinning back kick from the Muay Thai fighter. The exhausted ninja, unable to maintain his defensive awareness, walked directly into the strike. The impact sent him crumbling to the mat, not from the kick's power alone, but from the accumulation of fatigue and damage throughout the fight. This encounter served as a stark reminder. Technique without conditioning is a recipe for defeat. No matter how unorthodox or clever your style, exhaustion makes cowards of us all. Our final and most impressive encounter featured perhaps the most authentic display of combat ninjutsu we've analyzed. This practitioner, wearing a Brazilian jiu-jitsu shirt in a brilliant act of misdirection, faced an MMA fighter in what would become a showcase of psychological warfare. From the pre-fight rituals, this ninja demonstrated a true understanding of his art. His animated, almost theatrical movements weren't just showmanship. They were calculated acts of deception designed to mask his real intentions. The MMA fighter, trained to read body language and anticipate attacks, found himself constantly second-guessing. The ninja's strategy involved constant feints and misdirection. He would telegraph a hook punch only to deliver a lightning-fast leg kick from an unexpected angle. His hands stayed deliberately low at times, not from poor technique, but as bait to draw counters he could exploit. This psychological warfare paid dividends early. The MMA fighter, frustrated by his inability to read his opponent, began throwing wild overhand rights, exactly what the ninja wanted. Each missed power shot drained energy and created openings for counters. When the fight hit the ground, another layer of the ninja's game revealed itself. Despite the BJJ shirt suggesting grappling expertise, he showed competent but not exceptional ground skills. This was perhaps the ultimate deception, making his opponent prepare for a grappling match that never materialized while excelling in the striking exchanges. The climax came when the MMA fighter, desperate to land something significant, threw another massive overhand right. The ninja, anticipating this perfectly, slipped the punch and countered with a devastating combination. The referee's intervention came quickly as the MMA fighter, dazed and unable to defend himself, took several more shots before the stoppage. This wasn't just a physical victory, it was a triumph of strategy over strength, deception over directness. What made this performance exceptional wasn't raw technique or conditioning, but the complete integration of ninjutsu's core principles into modern combat. The winner understood that being a ninja isn't about wearing black or throwing shuriken. It's about controlling your opponent's mind before controlling their body. Our final analysis explores a clash between Dante, a kung fu practitioner, and Joseph, a ninjutsu fighter, at the Man Up Stand Up promotion. From the opening bell, Dante's striking technique proved superior. His combinations flowed seamlessly, mixing Wing Chun principles with varied timing patterns that consistently caught Joseph off guard. The ninjutsu fighter's cat-like movement, while authentic to the art's animal-mimicking origins, proved inefficient against Dante's precise attacks. In round 2, the action briefly hit the ground after Dante executed a takedown. Initially securing side control, Dante found himself swept by Joseph, who demonstrated unexpected grappling skill before the referee stood them up according to the promotion's limited ground fighting rules. The energy management differences became apparent throughout the match. Joseph's low, bent knee stance rapidly depleted his muscular endurance, while his flashy spinning kicks connected too rarely to justify their energy cost. By contrast, Dante maintained a more efficient upright posture, focusing on high-percentage techniques rather than spectacular ones. After 3 rounds of action, the judges rendered their decision. Dante's superior technique and energy management earned him the clear victory. The Kung Fu fighter's disciplined approach ultimately proved more effective than Joseph's flashier but less efficient ninjutsu techniques. What's your take on these incredible matchups? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, tell us what your ninja name would be. Mine, Panda of the Night. Until next time, this is Fight Legends Unleashed, keeping it real in the world of combat sports.